All right, let's talk about what a hitter is supposed to be doing in the on-deck circle. Because if you go to a baseball game, you'll see guys doing all kinds of weird stuff in the on-deck circle, from checking out the girls in the stands to swinging massive donuts to working on drills. And ultimately, here's what you need to understand about the on-deck circle. You are doing two things and two things only. Number one is assessing the game situation. So familiarizing yourself with what is the inning, what is the score, what's the current inning situation. So is there anyone on base? What happens if this guy hits a double ahead of me? What happens if he strikes out? So you're making sure you're up to speed on the situation of the game. That's sort of like the conceptual job that you have. The more physical, real world job you have is timing the pitcher. So you're figuring out, based on how this pitcher is throwing the baseball right now, where in his delivery do I need to start my load to make sure that I'm not rushed through gathering my weight back, establishing separation with my hands, and getting my front foot down before having to attack the baseball. Those are your only two jobs. And the other thing I would say is you're not making any mechanical changes either. You're not going to fix your swing in the on-deck circle. It is what it is. So those are your two jobs. And that's why if you watch a Major League game, you'll see guys in the on-deck circle sitting like this, and then as the pitcher goes through his delivery, you'll see them go through their load to figure out, based on how this guy is throwing the ball, when do I need to start my load? Because remember, regardless of if the guy's throwing super hard or really slow or he's throwing a bunch of off-speed stuff, when we start our load as hitters is the number one tool we have to combat differences in velocity. And if you have no idea when to start your load by the time you step in the batter's box, that's a problem. So you need to be experimenting with, all right, I'm going to start let's say I have a big leg kick. I'm going to start my leg kick right as I see separation with his hands. And then I figure out in the first pitch of the at-bat, oh, that was too early, right? So maybe I'm going to pick a later spot. And you mess around until you figure out the spot you need to load to hit the fastest pitch that you'll see. And if you have that focus every time you step in the box, for thing one, I'm going to understand the situation and what my job is going to be, depending on if this guy gets on base or gets out. And then number two, I'm going to have a really firm idea for where I need to start my load timing. You will have done your job in the on-deck circle, and your upcoming at-bat will be infinitely better.